What's going on, everyone? In this video I want to show you how I get my subtitles embedded into my VHS rips. I've been digitizing my DVD and VHS library lately, and the problem with VHS tapes is that there's no digital subtitle track. So I've been downloading the subtitles off the internet and then syncing them up and then loading them onto the file. I'm putting all this on a Jellyfin server, so I want to be able to watch my media with subtitles. So let's go ahead and get into the computer and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so here we are in my Jellyfin server. The video that I'm gonna find subtitles for is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. So this is a VHS that I ripped, and you can see because it looks like this, but we have no subtitles and we have no subtitle track. So I'm going to fix that here. The first step here is I need to find a subtitle track. To do that, I'm going to go to opensubtitles.org, and then I'm going to search for my movie. Now on this icon right here, I'm going to filter to only English results. Looks like that's already filtered. And then I'm just going to try the top one here by clicking on this under the download above SRT. Now I'm going to wait the 10 seconds until it downloads. And then it drops down to save. I'll click save there. Now I'm going to unzip the file, and we've got an SRT file in there. So with this SRT file, I'm actually going to open it with a text editor. So I'm just going to pull that SRT file onto the text edit icon down here. Alright, so I'll drag that onto there, and what I want to see here is just that I just want to confirm that actual text is coming through and that the subtitles look good. So these do. I see actual words here. If you just saw gibberish here or like random symbols, you would want to find another SRT file, but this looks good to me. The problem is with the VHS, it won't start at the same place. I started my VHS recording on some of these introduction screens, so the timing's going to be a little bit off. Also, even if I just nudge all the subtitles to offset, the rate could be different. So I use a different tool for that, and I'm going to show you that now. So this is the tool that I use for that. It's an online tool. It says it's no longer maintained, may or may not work for you, but it's been working for me great. I'm just going to click the online tab and use this. It's subsync.online. Okay, so first we need a subtitle file to synchronize. And for that, I'm going to grab that SRT that I just downloaded, and then I'll choose the language as English, which it already detected. Now it says open video file to synchronize with, could be also another subtitle or audio. We're going to do an audio file, and to get that we're going to use ffmpeg. So I have other videos on ffmpeg. You can look up how to install it. To see if you have it installed, you can type ffmpeg version and it will come up with this, what version it is. Here's the command I'm going to use, ffmpeg-I. I'm going to go to on my Synology, my Jellyfin library, and then find that file. There it is. Well, here it is. There's the MP4 file. I'm going to drag and drop it in here so it populates the file path. So ffmpeg-I for import, and then the file path. And then I need to do the Q flag. The quality of audio is 0, so the best quality. We're just going to map the audio stream. And then I'm going to just pull it onto the desktop. I think I'll just put it in my home folder. So I'll just put home / and I'm going to name it libertyvalance.mp3. Click enter. And there we see the file's already started being created, and it's taking the entire movie and making the entire movie into an MP3 file. So that's going to take some time. I will cut back to when that's done. Alright, so that just finished. You see it's back in my terminal prompt here, and we've got this Liberty Valance MP3 file. So now I need to open that on the web page for the reference file. I put it in my home folder. There it is. Click open. And now I just need to select the language for that, so I'll click English and hit start. So it says it may or may not work for you right here. Based on my testing, here's how I've been able to see when it works and when it doesn't. It'll initialize, it'll go through synchronizing, and pretty soon here it's going to say that it found a match and you're good to save the subtitles, like before it's all the way done. And then it says let it keep going for better results. If it says that, then I think you can be pretty confident that it found a match and synced well. However, if it doesn't say that and it just says synchronizing the whole duration of this loading bar, then it might not be an exact match on your media. So depending on what happens here, I'm going to go through showing you how to test it to see if it did match. Okay, so there we go. We've got the check mark, got initial synchronization. You could save subtitles already or wait for a better result. We're just going to wait until this is all the way done for the best result possible, and that's going to take some time again, so I'm going to pause the recording and come back when that's done. Okay, so that just finished. We've got subtitles synchronized. Now we just need to click Save Subtitles, and then we're going to download the SRT. We'll save it to the Downloads folder. So we've got libertyvalance.srt. So just to recap, what we've done is we found a subtitle file online. We checked it in the text editor to just make sure it's legit. We converted our MP4 video file to an MP3. We uploaded that subtitles file and the MP3 file to this web page so that they can sync. And then now they're synchronized, so we're going to embed the new SRT file, which has been synced, into that MP4 file. To do that, we're going to use HandBrake. So I'm going to open up HandBrake. And I'm just going to drag and drop the MP4 file in, so let me go find that. So there it is. I'll just drag that in there. And it's going to save it to my movies folder. That's fine. I'm just going to add subs to the end of it so that I know that this MP4 has the subtitles embedded. I'm going to leave everything as it is, but I'll go to the Subtitles tab, click on Tracks, Add External Subtitles Track, and that's where I'll choose the SRT that I just downloaded, so not this original one that I downloaded, but this new one that we ran next to the MP3 to sync. I'll click on Open, and then that's it. I'm going to hit Start. That's going to take some time to encode, so I'll come back when that's all done. Alright, we're at about 96%, so while that finishes, I'm just going to close everything up that I'm not using, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this Liberty Valance file, because the MP4 that this one's looking at actually doesn't have subtitles, so we want to get rid of that one, and then we're going to pull in the new one. Alright, so now that is gone, and we're just waiting on this to finish. Alright, so that just finished. Here's the file. Hit spacebar to try it out, and I'm just going to click through. Let's go ahead and turn subtitles on.
Looks like slim passenger pickers would lift their wallets anywhere. I'll take that pin too.
Oh no, please, please. My dead husband gave it to me.
Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's skip to about halfway through. So that's looking a little bit off. The other ones I've done haven't looked off like that, so let's let's see how it is toward the end. Alright, so it's still lined up. It looks like it's a little bit late. I'm fine with that, but I want to show you how if you notice that it's lining up in the beginning, middle, and end, relatively the same. So here in the beginning, it's a little late. See, it's just coming in like a second late. That's okay. I'll actually go ahead and fix that just to show you how to fix it. But it looks like it's a second late there, and then in the middle.
Bring 2 or 3 of those paint cans.
So again, it's like a second or two too late, and then towards the end. So here it's actually maybe 1 second late. So let's go ahead and redo the subtitles. I'm gonna make this output name subs2 so that I know it's different. And then in HandBrake, we have this offset, and this is in milliseconds. So I'm gonna do minus 1000, and that's gonna pull everything 1 second earlier. So I'm going to hit start, and we've got an issue. Oh, you know what the issue was? The issue was that I went into Jellyfin and went ahead and deleted the file. When I tried to run it again through HandBrake, it couldn't find the original file. So I'm going to pull this one that I just did. And then for the subtitles, we've got this one that we did last time. I'm also going to add the external track. But this one is going to be offset minus 1000, which is 1 second. So I'm going to re-encode the video with the same subtitles track we just used. And it's going to have another subtitle track that's 1 second earlier. I'm going to call it Manu Shot Liberty Valance Subs 2, and let's go ahead and start. So again, that's going to take a while, so I'll come back when that's done. Alright, so just about 99%, and when we look at this, we're going to see a couple different English closed caption tracks, and the second one should be on a 1 second earlier time. Alright, so that just finished. Now let's click that, and let's see, looks like we just have one option here. Let me see if I open it in VLC, what kind of options we get. Maybe there we'll see both tracks. Typically the first, if it gives you that confirmation on the web page. Let's see. There we go. Typically, if it gives you that confirmation on the web page, then you don't need to do any of this offset, but I'm glad it had a minor adjustment so that I can just show you what that offset is. So let's look at track 2. This is looking pretty good.
I'll take care of it.
Now let's jump to the middle.
What are you talking about? I might as well let you know now. That day he decided to come in with me, I let him have an old gun of mine. He's been going out in the country twice a week.
Okay, so it looks like this one still just didn't really line up. I mean, it's not perfect here, so let's see. Hell yeah, John Wayne's the man. So this actually looks good. So I think what's going on here is because this is an older video, the audio is not great quality. And so I think it just wasn't able to place and line up all of the subtitle lines. Also, if you're wondering why I'm swaying back and forth, because of this guy. I think it just wasn't able to place all of them because of the sound quality, because of this movie being from poor quality audio, so it couldn't recognize it. But actually, I'm good with this. The fact we check in the beginning, in the middle, and the end to see if there's any slipping going on. What can happen is if you download an SRT file, it might have been written at a different frame rate than your file, so basically it might sync up at the beginning, and then at the end it's off sync. But regardless, that's my workflow for this. So we've just completed the step of opening it up, confirming that the subtitles do work, and we're happy with them. So that's pretty much it for the tutorial, but just for my use case, all I'm going to do is drag and drop it into the folder that my Jellyfin points to. So now that it's in there, we can open up Jellyfin and refresh. It may take a minute or two here to actually see it. Alright, there it is. It just popped up. It looks like it went ahead and identified the file. So let's go ahead and hit play. And at the beginning of this video, we did not see this closed caption subtitles button. Now we do. And we actually see two different subtitles, so that's great. That's looking good to me. Well, there you have it, everyone. To recap, in this video I showed you how we can take a movie that we ripped from a VHS, and since we can't since it doesn't have a digital subtitles track, we downloaded the SRT file from the internet, ran it through a syncing software, but before that we pulled the video file into an MP3, matched those together, and then combined them in HandBrake. We noticed that they were about 1 second off sync, so we just offset it by 1 second using HandBrake. Ended up with two different subtitle files, one that was aligned one way, one that was aligned the same but 1 second off. So now we have subtitles on our video on Jellyfin. So I know that one got a little confusing there in the middle, but thanks for following along. If you're still watching, I appreciate all my viewers, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.